All right, hey Tyler, good to meet you. My name is Ian Westbrook.
Nice to meet you as well. How
Hey,
are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I just got off a long day at work and I'm ready to relax. So,
I definitely understand that. I would be in the same boat, but I've got a 6:30 class, so I'm almost at the end of my day though. So
well, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I hear you. So tell me a little about yourself. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Woodstock, Georgia, in Cherokee County. I went to Hickory Flat Elementary, Dean Rusk Middle, and Sequoia High School. They're literally all right next to each other. So I stayed in my little bubble for probably 18 years of my life.
Oh, I understand that. It's crazy. I actually live in Woodstock right now with my wife. I grew up in Kennesaw, went to Autry Middle and North Cobb High, which are right next to each other. But other than living in Beijing last spring, I've lived in Kennesaw my whole life. So definitely understand that bubble.
Yeah, I was born in South Florida, but no, I would never live there long enough to even call it my home. So,
Yeah. Which part of Florida?
you know where Fort Lauderdale is?
Oh,
About
yeah, that's definitely south.
30 minutes north of that. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Probably a good bit hotter than it is here.
most definitely. But I love my city, Atlanta, and I would never call anywhere else home. So,
Awesome. Glad to hear that. I feel the same. So what brought you into Kennesaw State? What brought you into the business school and online marketing classes?
so it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll try to give you the abridged version. So I graduated Sequoia High School in 2013. I had a relationship with my parents that I just wanted to kind of get as far away as possible, but still be close enough to, come home on the weekends if I need to do laundry. um, so I went to the University of Mississippi for a year. I wanted to become a dentist. I hopped on the dental track. I was a bio major. Got into my first high level biology class, couldn't handle it, couldn't handle chem, got involved in some pretty nasty stuff with some fraternities that just kind of helped me recollect myself and figure out that I was not prioritizing what I needed to prioritize. I took a year and a half off after that year. Took 2 years to get my core classes out of the way at Georgia Highlands. Transferred right into the business school here at Kennesaw, and I think the shift really from dentistry to business was I've always been kind of a salesperson. I've sold. I was the youngest employee at my local Best Buy at the age of 16. And I've always had a niche for sales. I think it comes from my mother actually, who's been in IT sales her whole life.
Oh,
But yeah, I think I just chose the wrong path to begin with, and the universe said nope real quick and shifted me right back to it. So,
mhm. It sounds like a hard road.
what got you into Kennesaw? What made you want to do that?
Well, having grown up in Kennesaw, Kennesaw State was definitely the hometown college, and therefore my very last choice, as it was anybody living in Kennesaw. Not because of any animosity or any ill thoughts of the university, but just because it was right down the street. Same with you.
Mhm.
I didn't want to go to college right down the road. So I had wanted to go to Georgia Tech and study engineering. But then my senior year of high school, I kind of had a similar experience to you where I took calculus, which it wasn't an upper level biology class, but it was still probably the cornerstone of any good engineer is an understanding of calculus, and I did not get that. I was very lost in the class. I ended up failing out the first semester with a 42, so it didn't go too well. Realized that calculus and engineering was not my strong suit at all. However, I did really enjoy my macroeconomics class, so I just realized that I had an interest in that and just decided to run with it. And funnily enough, my dad was also an economics major, and I never thought that I'd be interested in business. I remember being in high school hearing of some of my classmates wanting to pursue business. And in high school, middle school, like you never really have business classes, so I just assumed that that it was just very boring and not anything that I would have been interested in. And like you said, it's the universe just kind of pulled me right to it, and it's crazy how things happen.
It is. It really is. So how long do you have left?
I only have a semester. I'll be graduating this December, and really looking forward to it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with my economics degree to start out with. My dad was actually in sales, and he was in. You said your mom was in IT sales. My dad was in telecommunications sales for probably 15 years. Started out as a stockbroker, and then went into telecommunications sales with Bell South and AT&T.
Nice.
But I don't know. I kind of the same thing. I never thought that would be something I'd be interested in. But the more I've been studying for this class, reading up on the textbook, kind of learning new concepts, and learning that sales is not just here's my product, please buy it. It's a lot more relational than most people think, and I definitely would say that I enjoy working with people. I enjoy getting to know people. So this could be something up my alley. I'm just going to graduate. My wife and I have always had a heart for China, so we plan on moving over there and just kind of seeing what happens. Moving over there, hopefully in about a year, and just see what happens from there.
That'll be a fun experience. Yeah, I mean, selling too is found in any aspect of life. I mean, when you're courting a lady to ask her out on a date, that's selling, isn't it? I mean, you gotta make a sale.
That's true. You definitely got to sell yourself, sell the brand you're putting out.
So, I mean, it's definitely, even if you don't use it for any sort of money making or career, you can use these skills that you learn throughout any part of your life. So I think it's always great. And like you said you were a calculus and engineering major, and then your microeconomics class was really the thing that inspired you to go towards economics. I actually just recently had an experience like that with a finance class. I took finance, I think it was Finance 3100, with a teacher 2 semesters ago, and just completely bombed it because me and the teacher just didn't get along. I couldn't understand the way he was teaching. I took the same class the direct semester after with a completely different teacher, and my whole idea of finance just shifted, and I almost signed up to minor in finance. I still may. So it's funny how people and experiences like that can shift how we move through life. So
absolutely, that's wild. Glad that you were able to have that experience over again and enjoy it a lot more, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great getting to know you, and I'm sure we'll definitely be talking more in the future.
Absolutely. Keep in touch.
Absolutely. Have a great rest of your day, man.
All right, you as well.
Bye.